Due process and IBM smoke. You can eat.
Oh, yes, speaking of fun, we've had fun so far on the show. We have 7 minutes left, too. Lots of questions, lots of answers. Our escutcheon remains unsullied, and that's why we have to say it was 983 in Rome and 979 in Seoul. Ben Johnson. 983 Rome.
Yeah.
979 Seoul.
983 Rome. 979. How soon they forget.
I know, and thanks to the gentleman for quickly giving us that information.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
From top to bottom, it's blue sky.
How about blue skis for me, boss?
How about a knuckle sandwich?
Then we did ask the question about how fast was Ben Johnson moving in miles per hour.
Yeah,
And
let's get it down to.
And we wondered if anyone would figure that out for us, and I think Frank is going to do that.
Oh, well. Hello, Frank.
How are you doing?
Hey, very well indeed.
Good. This is about, well, it's not my first time, it's my second time calling.
Okay.
I sat down, he ran 100 meters, did he not?
Yeah, it was 100 meters.
Okay, well, he ran about 33.5 feet per second then, so that works out to 22.85 miles per hour.
22.85. Let's round that off to 23.
Yeah.
23 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Hey!
Because he ran on 100 meters, he's 328.1 feet. And if you divide that by 9.79, it's 33.5 feet per second.
Yeah.
Then you multiply that by 3,600 seconds, which is in an hour, and then you divide it by your 5,280 feet for
Right,
a mile.
I got you. 5,280 feet in a mile.
Yeah, so it's
right.
22.85 miles per hour.
Bobby Hall used to skate at 27 miles per hour.
Yeah, but I think you can skate a lot faster.
Oh, you can skate, yeah.
Yeah, for
But,
sure.
you know, just to think of a hockey player going as fast as Ben Johnson.
And his slap shot was clocked as well.
It was over 100, wasn't it?
And it was over 100 miles per hour.
You heard the goalie say that you couldn't see it coming.
No.
You had to move to where you thought it was going to be and hope that you felt it.
That's probably a good reason they invented the padding, no?
Yeah, I would think so. Well, there's something that people have heard first right here on the 11 to 2 show.
There you go.
22.85 miles per hour is the speed at which Ben was running when he broke that record at Seoul. Which now does that record count? I guess not.
Well, it does in the Guinness Book of World Records. They're going to count it because he did run it. But as far as Olympic standards and that, no, it does not count.
It'll be the other guy's
That's
time.
right. But it was 9.79 seconds.
9.79.
He ran it at 9.83, I believe, was what he ran in Rome.
Right.
And that's the one that stands. That one they can't take away from him. The one in Rome.
No, the one in Rome is still the world's, isn't
That's
it?
right.
That's right.
9.83. Isn't that funny? And that other guy, what was the other guy's name?
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis was right on his heels, you know. It just a couple of 1/100ths of a second makes all the difference in the world, isn't it?
Well, that's right. Well, they figured that he could have run faster because if you really remember at the very end of the race there, he did slow up.
He slowed up and he raised his arm.
That's right. So
and those things are going to cost you.
That's right. He may have run 9.75 or whatever.
Sure, there'll be more air resistance and everything when he put his arm up like that. He wouldn't be running as hard.
Yeah. All for naught.
That's right. Well, Frank, thank you very much.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
If you want to get a good idea how time can really affect the standings, just follow the downhill circuit. The speed.
Oh, yeah, that's ridiculous.
How close the times are there in 1/100th of a second.
Yeah, a guy comes in 13th place, you know, and you think he's got to be minutes behind. He's not minutes behind.
No.
A split second or two is all, you know. Gracious me. All right, Paul.
Hello.
Hello there.
Yes, the difference on a downhill run is about 0.25% or less.
Yeah,
So.
I know. You're dealing with such minuscule little items of time that it's mind-boggling.
I don't know if you remember in the old days when we took our license, we used to kind of have to know stopping distances and how far you went before you stopped.
I wouldn't know anything about that, Paul. No. When I was 16, I'm not kidding.
Not then.
When I was 16, I went down to the police department, filled out a form, got my license, went away.
Yeah.
I could have been blind.
The
I
one
could have
number-
been deaf. I could have been suffering from the screaming memes.
The one number I remember is that at 60 miles an hour, you went about 90 feet a second.
Well, 60 miles an hour is a mile a minute.
Yeah.
You know.
And 90 feet a second, that's 60 to 90 is 1.5. And Johnson was going about 30 feet a second, so he's going about 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So, do you know which is the slowest, or about the slowest? How fast do you think a turtle goes?
Turtle doesn't go at all.
1/10 of a mile per hour.
Yeah, if you can get him moving.
I've World Book page, and it's got a whole bunch of birds, animals, fish, all in one page.
But, you know, I can remember turtles that could really hustle, you know? Remember those little red-eared things they used to sell? We were talking about those the other day.
Oh, yeah, I had one when I was a kid.
Sure. Go at a pretty good rate.
We used to race them.
Yeah.
You know, you get with your buddies and you just race your turtles.
But they're only going a few feet, right?
Well, the race would take a week, but...
But one of the speeds that surprised me is a hummingbird. You know how fast they go?
Oh, well, yeah.
I know they're quick, but I didn't think they were so fast. They're 60 miles an hour.
They can go 60 miles an hour?
Yeah. Like, I knew a duck was fast, but I didn't know a hummingbird was anywhere close to that.
I didn't know that. But there you are. Hey, we're getting a whole catalog of things here.
Can I bring up one more P word before the end?
No, you can't. You'll have to phone us tomorrow morning, Paul. But we'll be back at that time. We have all kinds of people stranded on base. There's Paul, Barry, Linda, Burl, and Frank. And I'm sorry, but we've got to go. And immediately following the news at 2 o'clock, Dr. David Block's going to be here to talk about when kids are honest. Think about that. Thank you for the phone calls. Good afternoon.
We have to make like cheetahs. Let's get out of here.
Be with us tonight, starting at 10:15 for Nightline. Local issues, guests, and your calls. Then at 11:30, it's the Larry King Show, North America's #1 overnight show. Just 2 of our top-rated features right here on your information station, 930 CJCA.